Hello everybody, how are you all doing tonight, baby whales, mini dolphins, and tiny little penguins? I hope you guys are having a fantastic March, my little pods. Okay, we're gonna do a quick update here on Bitcoin. If you guys enjoyed these materials that I'm putting out for you, make sure you also like, subscribe, and share the material, and make sure you upvote on steemit as well. So today and lately, I've been slowly trying to mix up some live trading as well, right? Because what we want to do is we want to put a lot of the theory into practice. The last thing you guys want to see is a guy just pumping out some TA and then he's got no credibility, put it that way. So yeah, I just put out some trades here and there, and I'm gonna put out my losses too, guys, trust me. But with my strategy, my win percentage is pretty high, I have to admit. And we all hear of people, oh yeah, nobody wins 50, 60, 70, 80% of the time, but my win rate is actually incredibly high because of the strategy that I've just perfected over the past few years. And I've been sharing it slowly as well. And I know that there's a lot of contention with the debate of day trading versus holding versus swing positions, right? And I respect all positions, or all styles rather, and we should never put down any other style. My particular style is adrenaline paced, adrenaline packed, if you've noticed by now, right? I love to day trade because I like reading the level 2 order book. To me, it is a video game. It really is just a video game where I'm reading the level 2 order books and I'm just playing the game and having a lot of fun and enjoying it. Now, if I wanted to, make some killer profits and have some more time for myself, I would probably just swing trade, or I'd probably hold and invest. But I personally choose to day trade because, and it's not even for the profit, it's because it's just really, really fun to me and it fits my personality. So what I would recommend to a lot of people is to find a style, guys. Usually at the beginning of trading, what you do is you explore everything, right? You be adventurous, you keep an open mind, you try out different styles, you see things like moving averages, you see price action, candlesticks, maybe Elliott wave, patterns, etc., right? So there's many different ways to play. And some people play breakouts, some people play specifically wave 3 entries, some people play only shortings. I personally scalp by shorting. That's excuse me there. That's my specialty. I specialize in shorting because I can identify oversold regions and I expect people to FOMO and buy. And that's what I like to do. I like to have those little spikes that fill up my short positions, and I take advantage of the volatility and FOMO when people fill up my short positions at a really high price. So let's get into this Bitcoin technical analysis, guys. But before we do, I want you guys to know that I really appreciate all of your support and everything you guys have done for me. You guys always make it seem like I'm doing something for you only, but no, you guys are also supporting me. You're making sure that I enjoy the cryptocurrency community. You're making sure that I have a lot of fun. And more importantly, you guys make sure that I have something to look forward to, which is to help out the community and make sure that it flourishes in the direction that I would like cryptocurrency to be. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and see where we're at. So yesterday, we were talking about this key support range, first of all, which is identified in this region right here. It's between 83 to 8600 in my opinion. And then we found some critical support ranges. Now this critical support range is pretty much right here. It's in this zone between 93 and 9500. And surely enough, we are right in that zone, guys, right? And I mentioned that after we correct to 8950, that's the lowest that we can correct to about, right? Around those ranges, 8950, maybe 8900 at most. And if we do correct to those zones, then we're going to see a possible breakout to the 9800 region right over here, right? But we must support above here, basically above this range. Now, this was actually all expected ahead of time. And I'm going to show you guys how I was able to deduce all of this information. Now, we're going to do an Elliott wave count, okay? We're going to do an Elliott wave count like this, 1, 2. We're actually near the top already, guys. We're actually near the top, and I do expect some sort of slight retracement, and then I do expect us to hit roughly 9800. Now, if we actually do an Elliott wave count in here as well, it'll become very evident where we are in the wave count. And it's actually a beautiful, just literally, guys, it's the most beautiful impulse wave up I've ever seen. Now, a lot of people are asking me, hey, Philicon, what about your 5 to 6K scenario, or the 4.5? It was specifically 4.8K to 5.2K. Those were my regions. The 4.8K is pretty much off the table for now, but the 5 to 6K ranges is still on the table. And I was mentioning specifically many times that I expect an uptrend, right, to maybe 10,000, 11,000 ranges, like around here, and then I expect it to maybe fail later. I can't help but assume a bear scenario is still on the table. So for all the people that are wondering, hey, where do you stand with your 4, 5, 6K scenario? It's still on the table for 5 to 6K now. I'm guessing more so 5,200 to 5,500 ranges, because we still have to make sure that we keep all options on the table. As it stands right now, we're fairly bullish just based on everything going on. And I'm just actually going to pull up CoinMarketCap here quickly, just to give us also a quick review of what has been going on in the crypto sphere, specifically Bitcoin. We see Bitcoin right here reaching about $8 billion volume today, okay? 8 billion volume is not really that much when we compare it to the other days. For example, February 7th, February 8th, when we were going on a massive uptrend, right? And here, this is where the weekly close at $14 billion, that one day where we ended up skyrocketing from 6K to about 8K within a few days there. That was pretty awesome. I do have to admit that. And yesterday we finished off at about 5.6 billion, and today we're actually doing very well already. In the past few hours, we've actually done a lot, guys. We have done so much volume in the past few hours, and that's a good sign. Overall, Bitcoin is up about 8.1%, which is phenomenal, guys. Super happy to see this. See this wave right here? Right here, that's the hourly, okay? As soon as the daily closed positively, let me show you, it probably closed very positively. So the daily closed right here, okay? The daily ended up closing with a massive green volume yesterday, okay? That's huge, guys. That this right here, whew, is it ever bullish, okay? It's bullish because not the volume is good, but the price action is what we want to concern ourselves with. And I was also mentioning as well, based on price action analysis and candlestick, that these regions right here are key points where those wicks are breaking out of it. And we can see really, really clearly right now that we're trending exactly in the zone as predicted, and everything is actually to plan. And isn't that a beautiful thing, guys, right? Beautiful thing. Like, we cannot complain about how things have been going so far. So once again, this is a critical resistance zone between the 8,300 and 8,500 range. We see our 5 beautiful subwaves going up here with 1, 2, and 3, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So it's almost correction time. The volume is fading, and I mentioned before that we have to stay bullish. You know, we can trend to this green line, but over 89.50 would be the most ideal scenario possible. Preferably over this previous high right here of the weekly close at 90.74. But you know, we'll accept it to come down to this particular trend line right here, which will also hover above the 55 EMA moving average there, right? So this is a really strong trend line support that needs to be held, right? So what we're looking for right now is, if this was 1, 2, and this was 3, 4, there's got to be a 5th one up there somewhere, and the pattern goes something like this, guys. Okay, let me show you it. If we were to do a candlestick Elliott wave theory, this would most likely be it right here, 3, 4, and we get a very extended 5th wave, something like that in there, right? That seems to make a lot of sense, wouldn't you agree? If that's not the actual count, then I'd probably call this count right here, where it was 1, this is 2, this is 3, right? This is 4, somewhere pretty much near this green range, I'm guessing. And then we get a 5 wave like that going up. And I'll actually change this to a bigger degree so we can actually distinguish and differentiate between the two. So this would be an awesome scenario for us to reach. What would happen if I actually cloned this support trend line right here? Let's just have a look. So if I actually cloned it, what we see is actually a channel that could possibly happen, right? So is it logical to assume that this could be a possible 5th wave in here? Yeah, absolutely. We can assume that that's a possible 5th wave, where this one ends the 3rd wave, right? So we're calling this wave 1 right here. Wave 1, wave 3, right? Sorry, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and then 4 somewhere in the channel right here. And then we get a 5th wave that finishes somewhere up there that might not touch it. Who knows? So this is a very likely possibility to happen as well. I'm just going to extend out the lines here. So that looks pretty good, right, guys? Cool. So the way I'm looking at it is possibly, you know, we go 1, 2, this is 3, right? Maybe 4 somewhere down here, we'll just say. Okay, 4 somewhere down there, like that. Just to maintain symmetry. Actually, I'm going to change up the color. I don't like this color here. Let's go to maybe purple. That's a much thicker line that we can see as well. So that would be 1. If this was 2 and that was sloped like this could possibly be 3, 4 right around to this region, and of course we get a 5th wave somewhere up there. So my target still stands for the 3rd wave right here. The 3rd wave target is actually still about $9,800. The 4th wave correction is hopefully, or this specific subwave right now, the 3rd subwave, I expect it to be above 89.50 to remain bullish. And then if we do actually make it to 9,800, somewhere between this region here, this will act as a very critical support. This will act as a critical support. So it's also safe to assume that this would be a very nice retracement right down to this range right there, right? Above 89.50, or this one here above, say, 9,200 or so. But in this particular range, 92, 93, 9,400, and then we have a final shot to actually get to about the 10K, we'll say 10K, okay? 10K is going to be a big psychological number, 10K to 10,500. So these are my quick thoughts for Bitcoin right now. I'm bullish on it today, obviously, because of the way the candle closed yesterday and just from the way everything has been looking so far. But don't be surprised once we get this wave 4 correction somewhere down there. And also don't be surprised if we ended up just shooting under there and getting an extended 5th wave for the 3rd subwave over here. So these are my quick thoughts for Bitcoin. I hope that it has added some value to your insight already. And congratulations to everybody that traded the breakout. What I suggested for the breakout, right, was to watch out for the $9,074 range. And if we broke through there with clear conviction, which was the weekly high, then that would have signaled a really good opportunity to enter into a long position with pretty good risk to reward, right? So we entered a position around the 9,074 range upon breakout. We would have set our stop loss basically slightly in this region right here, okay? Slightly in this particular region right here where we found a lot of trapped regions, right? And then you would have targeted roughly 9,500, right? What did we hit? I can't remember what we hit. 94.71. So perfect. We actually hit target. So if you guys took this risk to reward ratio, it was actually killer, guys. You could have made yourself 4.49%. So think of 4.49%. I play 1 Bitcoin. I would have made $449, guys. If I played 2 Bitcoin, I would have made about like $900, and I would have only risked 0.86, right? So I would have risked literally $86 only to gain a possible 449. Is that a good risk to reward ratio of 5.19 to 1? Yeah, that's a phenomenal risk to reward ratio. Now the next setup, guys, I'm gonna be very clear, is you wait for this bounce right here. This is my next big play, okay? I set my stop loss slightly below this range, wherever it corrects to. I'm expecting to correct to roughly 89.50, we'll say, right? 89.50 range right there. I set my stop loss for a very tight stop loss, maybe even for 1% only, okay? I set my stop loss for about 88.50, and then I'm going to shoot for up there about 9,800. And now I've got myself an awesome risk to reward ratio of literally 7.91, or we'll say 8.1 to roughly 9.93%, right? 9.93% gain to a 1% loss, or 1% risking, and that's an 9 to 1 risk to reward ratio. That's pretty awesome, guys. So make sure you keep an eye out for this as well, okay? Other than that, have yourselves a great day. I would appreciate an upvote on steemit, and I would also appreciate that you guys like, subscribe, and share the content and the material if you believe that it has helped your game. On that, have yourselves a great day. Happy Valentine's Day, my baby whales. I love you all. Bye now.